Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. This is the 64 I've been using for the spares for some of the other boards. So I've replaced, I think I borrowed that chip there, and I borrowed that one as well for two of the other ones. But I've switched these out now, so this board's now working again. But this board was actually described as having a fuzzy display, you know, or a blurry display, and it's the one I've shown it I think on a previous video where the focus is just it's not that sharp. You've got some sort of ghosting going on. Looked at the schematics thinking that the composite might be coming out of the VIC chip, but it doesn't. You've got sort of think it's colour and luminance or something going into the modulator, and the modulator you get an output of composite from there. So I've just whipped the lid off here. I've had to cut the tab there because the amount of heat that's absorbing is ridiculous. I'll probably be able to resolder something back onto it later. You can see it's just where it joins there, so I've snipped that. That's the easiest way of getting in it. I really need to get my desoldering station onto this as well, I think, when I come to resolder the join there between the two. But anyway, nonetheless, we're in here now, and as you can see, we've got a couple of electrolytics. I'm suspecting it's going to be, you've got those two there, and there's a couple there, so I've got no schematics for the modulator itself. I'm just going to take these out, measure them, and potentially swap them. But in order to do that, obviously you've got to get the modulator off the board. So it's a case of sort of straightening these little twists here at various points, as you can see. So that one's already straight actually, so that the modulator will slide through. There's some solder joints here to remove, some there to remove, and I think a couple of earthing points as well at various points to desolder. I'm not sure if that one, no, that one's, I think it's the edge there, so that's not a problem, but certainly I think those two. So I'll have a go at getting that off the board now, I think. Right, well I had to use the desoldering station on that just to get a bit of extra heat because yeah, it's just absorbing way too much heat on some of these earth points here. But as you can see, I've got the modulator out there now, so I just need to get these caps out, measure them, and potentially replace what needs replacing. So you can see the first one there I took out. It's 100 microfarad and it's showing 141. So if I just take this out, just disconnect it on. So hopefully you can see the difference here. I'll connect up a good quality 100 microfarad cap, and as you can see, that's not far off. The other one was 140 something, so yeah, I'm going to replace that one. So here we go. This is a 10 microfarad cap I've just took off the board, and this is reading 9.21, so slightly under. I'm going to swap that one out as well. What was interesting about this 10 microfarad cap? Sorry, hang on, where's it gone? This 10, it's okay, yeah. You've got to be careful, just looking at the markings on here. See, you've got a marking there for plus. Normally that designates the negative, and I was looking at the position on the board there, and it's the opposite way to what I expected it should be mounted. So good job I checked that. Right, so this is a 10 microfarad cap, and you can see this, it's just not reading at all. It is off the chart, completely off the chart. Yeah, that's going to be the cap that's gone, without a doubt. So just for, you know, out of interest, if you want to know where that was, looking at the modulator this way, so you've got your RF at the back here, there's this bottom right capacitor here. So I've got no idea whether that's in a schematic, what that does, but that cap was non-existent effectively. I think that's why, getting the blurry effect. I'm going to swap out the 470 as well. This is a good one, 480 as you'll see. If I measure the one I've taken off the board, this one, you see it's just a bit high. I mean, typically, depends what it's used for, you know, might not be a problem. That could be just because it's quite a large size, 470 microfarads, it could be smoothing power input into it, but I'd rather just swap it out, I think, while I'm here, and then I'll reassemble now because I'm all done. So modulator's back on there now, cleaned it all up, so it's looking okay. I'm going to give it a try. There you go, you can see now it's looking pretty good. I'm kicking myself, I didn't remember to do video of this beforehand, but as you can see it's pretty sharp. The way this was before, it was like watching, you're watching this on an LCD now, but if you imagine on a CRT, you get that sort of blurry, you know, blurriness, a natural sort of blurriness. that was all that was going on. So it was still you know, you could still play it. You'd look at it, you wouldn't look at it and go, oh, there's something wrong with it. You just look at it and go, well, you know, it's a bit, I don't remember them being a bit, you know, that blurry. It's just the focus wasn't that sharp. But after changing that the caps there, yeah, it's just mega sharp now. The ghosting's still there, so I've got it on all of these C64s apart from the main one I use. But that's a slightly newer revision. I think some of the very early revisions do suffer from ghosting. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.